Hi everybody, and thank you again for tuning in for my channel. I realise it's been quite a while since I posted anything. For the past month it's been pretty hectic. Chris and I, my husband, went away to New York for 10 days. And then on the 10th of June this year, my life changed forever. While we were away, I got a phone call from my stepfather to say that my mum had passed away. Now, she's been ill for a long time. She's had Parkinson's with dementia. I would say for the past 5 years, really, she hasn't been my mum, just a lady who looks like her. And as time's gone on, the Parkinson's has had and the dementia's had a bigger effect, to the point where she no longer knows who I am. She's staying in bed because she's got no motor skills at all, having to be fed, and all she does is sit there and watch TV. So in this episode, I know that's quite a big introduction, but in this episode I'm going to talk about grief. So grief isn't necessarily something that can be only attributed to the loss, the death of somebody who you know. It can be anything to do with from divorce, loss of health, loss of a job, financial problems, miscarriage, retirement, death of a pet, loss of a cherished dream, loss of a loved one, of course, loss of a friendship can lead to grief. Loss of safety after a trauma, or even as selling a home, you can grieve for that. Now, grief is a perfectly natural response to the loss of something. It can feel very overwhelming, it can make you feel very sad, lead to anxiety, lead to depression, and it can affect your physical health as well. It can affect your sleeping. With me, I just felt absolutely shattered all the time for the first couple of days, and then it started to get better. But yeah, that can happen a lot longer. There's no right or wrong way to deal with grief. Everybody has their own way of dealing with stuff, so there's no right or wrong way. But if you're feeling that things are getting overwhelming, if you are starting to feel anxiety about things, then I would suggest that you try and reach out and speak to somebody. As I said, there's no way of knowing how long your grief is going to last either. It's a very personal thing, but a few things that I think I'd like to shout out as things that have helped me. Try not to ignore what's going on, try not to ignore the grief, the sadness. Sometimes it can be anger as well that somebody's lost, but I accept that and hold on to it. Make sure you sort of talk about it. Try not to shut things out, especially with a partner or friends. It's important that you talk about how you're feeling, because one thing my mother always used to say was, a problem shared is a problem halved. So yeah, talk to people. Feeling sad, frightened is perfectly normal. Crying at the loss of something or somebody, or someone, is perfectly natural as well. It doesn't make you less of a person for crying. So try not to sort of hold that in and not show it to everybody else, to your partners, to your friends, because it's a perfectly natural way to deal with things. As I said earlier, there's no specific way, no specific time of dealing with the grief. So whatever's right for you is right for you. But as I say, if things become too much, you've tried speaking to people, then go to a professional. Moving on, whenever that starts to happen, is the final phase of your grieving process. It doesn't mean that you're then forgetting about the person or the thing that you've lost. It just means that you're learning to cope with it in your day-to-day life. Hopefully then any memories that you have will be happy ones. One thing I've tried to do is not block out what's happened since Mum got Parkinson's, but to remember what she was like in her younger life, to remember what she was like as a mum to me and my brother, and remember that with fondness. I hope it's helped. I really don't know if it will do or not, but it's helped me talking about it, so I'll put this up online, and if anybody wants to send me a message, wants to talk about anything, then please get in touch. But thank you very much for watching if you have, and check you again soon. Cheers. Bye bye.